Good Friday evening, April 25th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Chelan County's Public Works Department is directing visitors away from its transfer stations if they're disposing of lithium batteries. Dia del Nino, the annual community health fair, will take place this Sunday at Methow Park as part of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. Unseasonably warm weather today and even warmer for the Apple Blossom Festival Technoplex Youth Parade on Saturday. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. The man who fatally crashed his vehicle while fleeing from police in Moses Lake on Wednesday has been identified. 38-year-old Horsley Thoreau So Happy died after the 2001 Buick Century he was driving crashed into a utility pole on North Lakeshore Drive about 4:45 a.m. Police said So Happy was one of 3 people in the vehicle when a Grant County Sheriff's deputy stopped it during an investigation of a kidnapping reported earlier that morning. 2 women surrendered after that stop in the 500 block of Wheeler Road, but So Happy allegedly jumped into the driver's seat and sped away. He was pronounced dead at the scene. So Happy had previous felony convictions for kidnapping and robbery in the Yakima area, plus a federal conviction for unlawful firearm possession. Sheriff's deputies say they apprehended a 4th person thought to have been involved in the Wednesday kidnapping yesterday afternoon. Palisades rancher Molly Linville has cleared one hurdle in her reappointment to the Washington Fish and Wildlife Commission. In a brief meeting this morning, the state Senate's Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee unanimously recommended Linville's appointment be confirmed by the full Senate. She's already served one 6-year term under Governor Jay Inslee and was reappointed earlier this year by Governor Bob Ferguson. Senate approval is required for commission appointments, but state law allows Fish and Wildlife commissioners to serve while a vote is still pending. The legislature is unlikely to act on Linville's reappointment during this session, which officially ends on Sunday. Chelan County's Public Works Department is directing visitors away from its transfer stations if they're disposing of lithium batteries. Those batteries, which are increasingly found in electronic devices, pose an explosion hazard if they become overheated or crushed. On Thursday, lithium batteries were the source of 2 fires at the Dryden transfer station when they were broken by garbage handling machinery. The best place to dispose of them is the county's moderate risk waste facility located on Highway 97A north of Wenatchee. Waste managers encourage residents to never place lithium batteries in their regular trash. The venerable Leavenworth Ski Hill is updating facilities at its Central Lodge. The building at the ski area dates to the Great Depression, and its bathroom facilities are limited. The Leavenworth Winter Sports Club broke ground this month on an ADA-accessible bathroom complex that will be adjacent to the lodge. The nonprofit club has been raising money for lodge improvements since 2012. A 2,000-square-foot patio was the first step. Skiing and ski jumping have been a mainstay at the ski hill since it was established in 1926. When we come back, lawmakers in Olympia say they've reached a deal on an operating budget, but details on the spending won't be released until this weekend. And Link Transit has adjusted multiple routes to accommodate the upcoming Apple Blossom parades. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
It's Click It RV's 4th annual Family RV Sales Event, April 24th through the 27th. Get amazing discount prices from manufacturers from across the country, like Grand Design, StarCraft, and more. And get $2,500 over NADA for your trade. There's amazing financing with nothing down, low rates, and no payments for 90 days. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. There's free refreshments and games for the whole family. And just for fun, dunk your salesman in the dunk tank. So beat the coming tariffs and don't miss the 4th annual Family RV event at Click It RV, April 24th through the 27th.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Lawmakers in Olympia say they've reached a deal on an operating budget, but details on the spending won't be released until this weekend, the final days of the legislative session. From the Olympia News Bureau, Murrow News fellow Albert James walks us through what we know about the budget and why crucial elements of the proposal are still up in the air as the clock ticks down.
We're pretty much coming to the end of the budget process. We expect to be voting it off the floor this weekend.
Senate Democratic Budget Leader Derek Stanford says the operating budget will be released on Saturday before votes are taken through the weekend. While he wouldn't go into specific details, the senator says there have been significant changes from their initial $78.5 billion proposal last month, including significant cuts because they'll be bringing in less revenue.
But we want to stick to our values and put people first and try to focus especially on funding public schools and housing. But it has been a difficult process with the budget situation.
The budget teeters on various revenue proposals like increases on business, capital gains, and sales taxes. The bills introduced last week are still going through the legislative process in these final days of the session, but Stanford feels good about their prospects.
We don't want to have to reopen things and make major changes, but it looks like there's a path forward from where we are now.
On the other side, Republicans continue to criticize the budget and tax proposals fundamentally and procedurally.
Nobody's seen the final conference budget yet. Legislators have no idea how necessary these taxes are, how many cuts they're going to stave off, and how many cuts will still be made.
Senate Republican Budget Leader Chris Gildon says he's been shut out of conference negotiations, frustrated with substantive changes being made behind closed doors and tax bills being rushed through the legislative process.
With that limited amount of public input, time for public input, I think it's a travesty. It's an injustice to the people of Washington State.
In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Dia del Nino, the annual community health fair, will take place this Sunday at Methow Park as part of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. From 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., health screenings and educational booths will be available alongside fun activities for attendees of all ages. This year's health fair is presented by Confluence Health in partnership with the community group Parque Padrinos. The event is free and emphasizes health and wellness for all families while focusing on the health disparities affecting Latino community members. This year marks the 4th annual Dia del Nino celebration at Methow Park. Link Transit has adjusted multiple routes to accommodate the upcoming Apple Blossom parades. This Saturday, 8 bus routes will be altered for the Technoplex Youth Parade, which will begin at 11 a.m. The parade will start at Triangle Park, go down Orondo Avenue, then left on Mission Street and end on 5th Street. Then, next Saturday, a dozen bus routes will be altered for the Stamilt Grand Parade, which will also begin at 11 a.m. The parade will travel from Triangle Park down Orondo Avenue, left on Wenatchee Avenue, and end on 7th Street. Maps of the many bus routes altered to accommodate the 2 parades are available on Link Transit's website. Coming up next, a homeschooled 4.0 student in Cashmere is taking the Cashmere School District to court to fight for her valedictorian status. We'll have more in tonight's feature story. Our warmer than normal weather will continue through the weekend and into next week. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
Cashmere High School senior Kate Jacobson is a 4.0 student and multi-sport athlete, but she hasn't taken any classes in person at the high school, and because of that, Cashmere School District officials determined that she is ineligible for valedictorian status. After several months of back and forth between Jacobson, her parents, and the district, her family launched a lawsuit to be heard in Chelan County Superior Court next week. The district declined to comment on this story, citing ongoing litigation. NCWLIFE News spoke with Kate and her mom, Pete, to learn more about the situation.
So when COVID hit, we had 6 kids in the district, and the push was to put them all on screens. And I'm self-employed, my husband's self-employed, and so for us to manage 6 children on screens was just not something we could do. It was a tough decision, but we really had to do what was best for the kids, which was to get them in a classroom. And the private school offered an opportunity to return to a full-time in-class experience. So we really didn't feel like we had much choice. Kate, 8th grade, did Joyful Scholars, and so Joyful Scholars ends at the 10th grade. And so we knew she would finish there. But while she was there, she was thriving, and she was in this already kind of cohort model. And so for her to move out of that and then go back into the high school would have been more challenging at that time. So we let her finish it knowing she would go back to Cashmere for her 11th and 12th grade years. And Cashmere offers Running Start, so we knew that she would do Running Start. They said they didn't get any funding, so it didn't matter whether she enrolled as a homeschool student or a Cashmere student. We didn't realize it made a difference. She wanted to walk at graduation with her friends, and so we asked the school district if she could walk at graduation with her friends, and they said no, she's not an enrolled student. So we said fine, we'll go ahead and enroll her, which required her to jump through a number of hoops in order to graduate through Cashmere. She had to get more credits in certain classes. She had to do community service. She had to take CWP, which is current world problems. She had to do a senior project and a senior presentation. I have an email, so I can't really quote it, but it was basically she doesn't meet the requirements for valedictorian based on past practices. They said that all prior valedictorians had attended Cashmere in person for at least 1 semester, and since she hadn't done an in-person in Cashmere, that she didn't qualify. And once we got the formal denial, I attempted to point out that their denial was in error because the way it was written, and they had stated that they had this policy. We'd done some public records requests that indicated there was no policy. We offered to mediate. We offered to, would they consider conferring valedictorian upon Kate quietly, meaning she gets no recognition on the program at graduation. She doesn't give a speech at graduation. She doesn't necessarily even have to attend graduation, but that she gets it quietly conferred upon her so that she can use it in her official applications for colleges and scholarships. Their response was, your only recourse is through Superior Court. And so we proceeded because that's our only recourse.
My freshman, sophomore year, I would have tried to do something differently, but it's hard now because they say that I can't be a valedictorian because I didn't attend Cashmere before my senior year for at least one semester. So I can't change anything now, but if I had known, I would have really tried to be able to be eligible for this. I'm not against the Cashmere School District. I just feel like I've worked really hard and I earned this. It's an uncomfortable situation and I wish it wasn't happening, but it is.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Friday. And boy, if you had any time outside at all today, it was fantastic. What a beautiful day all across our area. Beautiful shot looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from our tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights. We did have a few of those high clouds. It almost looked hazy out there at times today. But boy, it sure didn't keep our temperature down. And we'll get to that in a second. Here's what we can look forward to as we move into the upcoming weekend. And I have to tell you right off the top, this is more of a Spokane and probably North Idaho forecast because Saturday we are going to see nothing but sunshine here in the Wenatchee areas. High temperatures in the mid to even upper 70s for Saturday. On Sunday, we may see a few more clouds and it will be breezy. In fact, almost windy at times on Sunday. Still going to stay warm though with highs around 70. And then as we get into next week, partly cloudy skies both Monday and Tuesday. Still mild with highs right around 70 degrees. So such a fantastic apple blossom forecast. Today's high unofficially 77 degrees. That's 12 degrees above where we should be at 65 for this time of year. 82 is our record high, and that was set in 1977. We were at 43 this morning, and that is right in line with a normal low temperature. 32 is our record cold, and that was set in 2008. Sunrise this morning 5:54, and the sun sets tonight at 8:05. And boy, is it setting up to be just a beautiful evening tonight. Speaking of beautiful, look at these temperatures for Saturday. Our first 80-degree forecast temperatures on our map for the year, and that's Ephrata and Moses Lake tomorrow. 79 in Quincy, and then 78 from Ellensburg into Wenatchee, Eniat, Chelan, and all the way up into Omak. Look at that, 74 in Lake Wenatchee tomorrow, 76 for Leavenworth, and a beautiful 77 tomorrow in Cashmere. So the well above normal temperatures will continue into this weekend. Tonight, mostly clear skies and warm. Our anchored high pressure still off the Pacific coast. It's going to keep our skies mainly clear. Maybe some of those high clouds still around tonight. Lows around 50 degrees, so very mild. And then for the Technoplex Youth Parade for Apple Blossom tomorrow, just couldn't be better. Sunny skies, unseasonably warm with highs in those upper 70s, and that will be near a record high tomorrow. We'll keep you posted on that when we get together again on Monday. For Sunday, high pressure moves in, but also windy conditions. High pressure to the west, low pressure to the east, and we will see that for a few days. We're going to cool down a little bit Sunday too, but still pretty nice out there with highs in the low 70s. For your Monday, more of those breezy conditions with partly cloudy skies. Our high pressure actually goes south a little bit, and that'll move some clouds our way for Monday. Still mild though, with highs right around that 70-degree mark. For Tuesday, not going to change a whole lot. Still some breezy conditions right here in central Washington. Mostly sunny skies and continued mild with highs right around 70 degrees once again on Tuesday. And then the warm-up is on once again as we get you into midweek Wednesday. Look at the clear skies throughout Washington State on Wednesday. We are going to warm up into the mid-70s by midweek next week. And then as we get into the end of our forecast on Thursday, even warmer. Sunny skies with high temperatures. And yes, it will be May 1st, and it's going to feel like it with high temperatures Thursday in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Here's a look now at your 7-day forecast tonight. 51 overnight. Beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, the Youth Parade, we will cover it live tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, and it should be just fantastic. 78 the high temperature for Saturday, and then 3 days of breezy conditions, partly cloudy skies as we get into the first part of next week. But notice our temperatures still well above normal, 69 on Tuesday. And then we are warming up once again by Wednesday and Thursday. Sunny skies both days, 74 Wednesday and 78 your high temperature on Thursday. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It's Click It RV's 4th annual Family RV Sales Event, April 24th through the 27th. Get amazing discount prices from manufacturers from across the country, like Grand Design, StarCraft, and more. And get $2,500 over NADA for your trade. There's amazing financing with nothing down, low rates, and no payments for 90 days. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. There's free refreshments and games for the whole family. And just for fun, dunk your salesman in the dunk tank. So beat the coming tariffs and don't miss the 4th annual Family RV event at Click It RV, April 24th through the 27th.
Celebrate Apple Blossom with the Technoplex Youth Parade, Saturday, April 26th at 11 a.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. It's the Technoplex Youth Parade, Saturday, April 26th on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
NCWLIFE's news team is keeping an eye on North Central Washington. Join us each weekday evening at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, with interviews, in-depth reporting, and the kind of insights you can't find anywhere else. We're the hometown news station for the Wenatchee Valley, the Cascade Foothills, and up and down the Columbia River. Thanks for watching NCWLIFE, proud to be part of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival.
Happy Finally Friday. The Seahawks had one of the worst ranked offensive lines in the NFL last season. In last night's first round of the NFL draft, they addressed their needs. Seattle used its 18th overall pick to choose an offensive lineman out of North Dakota State. 6'5", 312-pound Gray Zabel.
With the 18th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel, guard, North Dakota State.
Exciting night. We were able to land our number one interior offensive lineman, Gray Zabel. I believe it's the highest player we've picked since interior player we've picked since Hutch, which was cool. I was able to be part of that with Coach Holmgren and Ted and Scott McLuhan and that crew. So it's pretty fun. And Hutch loves him. Everybody loves this guy. He's just buttoned up, tough, smart, reliable, our kind of guy. And really, our first exposure was at the Senior Bowl when he had a great week down there. And it was like, and we felt like 18 to where we were, it was like a sweet spot for the interior offensive lineman. Now Booker went 10 or 12. But yeah, so just really excited. So, go ahead.
Yeah, echo everything John said. Kind of been on my radar since the Senior Bowl and the exposure. That's kind of when we get introduced to the whole process. And just really excited to add him to the crew and get to know him more. But he smashed the process, and everybody was really excited. And just really excited for him to come in tomorrow and get rolling.
Seattle will have 4 selections in today's second and third rounds. Here's hoping they add some more. Mariners are back home to begin a 5-game homestand with the first of 3 against Miami. Cal Quantrill will get the start for the Marlins tonight against Seattle's Logan Gilbert. Quantrill is off to a slow start at 1-2 with an ERA ballooned to 8.31. Gilbert is 1-1 with a 2.63 earned run average. First pitch at T-Mobile Park slated for 6:40. The game broadcast on Root Sports Northwest. After taking 2 of 3 from Boston and winning 5 straight series, the Mariners find themselves in a first-place tie with Texas atop the American League West. The Rangers fell to the Athletics yesterday 4-3, while the Angels topped the Pirates 4-3. Houston is a half game back of Seattle with Texas, while Los Angeles is a game and a half back. Athletics aren't far behind, just 2 games out of first place. The Wenatchee Bighorns earned a hard-fought victory over Seattle last night in TBL basketball. Chris Cromartie played in front of visiting family and friends and scored 32 points to lead the Bighorns past the Superhawks, 125-119. Tavin Cummings scored 23 of his 27 points in the second half, earning the Rocket Apple Player of the Game award. Grant Olson had the call here on the NCWLIFE channel, and I caught up with Cummings after the ball game.
6:57 left in the game, and boy, we've still got a game. 3 points, Bighorn lead. Here's George on the baseline, gets it to Stroud. He's had the hot hand for 3. Good. Now it's Cummings for the Bighorns. Remember, Nick Fleming fouled out of this one. Cummings to the basket, layup no good. Back up with it, good. We're tied at 108. George, the baseline shot no good. Cromartie the rebound. Behind the back dribble, 4-on-2 for the Bighorns. And there it is, Bohannon. A one-handed jam. And that's his first bucket here in this fourth quarter. 110-1-0 out. Stroud left open, takes the 3, good. It'll be a side out for Wenatchee with 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Cummings to the basket, left hand jam, good. 3-pointer Stroud, back the other way is good. 10 on the shot clock now for the Superhawks. Crisp to the basket, tough layup, no good. Bohannon clears the boards for the Bighorns. Now Wenatchee can retake the lead. Kobe Johnson, two-hand jam. Cromartie, just like that, puts that free throw up, no good. Rebound, though, into the hands of Bohannon. Underneath, here's Cromartie again. The shot, it's a tough one. He gets it to go. 5-point Seattle, or I should say Bighorn lead. What's the call? I think a technical foul has been called on Cromartie. Dribbles in the backcourt, left open for 3, puts the shot up, no good. Rebound into the hand of Amici Wells. Down court and stolen away by Cummings. Cummings, alley-oop, Crawford! And that will do it. The Wenatchee Bighorns now in sole possession of second place in the Pacific Northwest Division of the TBL with a 125-119 victory over the Seattle Superhawks.
You were telling me before we went on the air you had no doubt.
Nah, never no doubt with this team. We always beat ourselves. If we just be ourselves, stay poised, stay together, just play how we know we can play, and I think we the best team. That's just how I feel. I believe in all of us.
This game got emotional at times. How do you guys keep your cool?
I mean, we were a big part of it, the coach and Chris for sure. But they didn't help us, it's just mental wars. You just stay poised at all times, no matter what happens. The bigger outcome will always be positive.
Wenatchee turns right around to host first place Great Falls tonight at 7 o'clock. They'll also play at home on Sunday afternoon at 4 against Willamette Valley. Go to WenatcheeBighorns.com if you want your tickets. Well, temperatures are warming up and the action will be hot at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval for the next 2 nights. Jerry's Auto Supply Pro late models are featured tonight in the Spring Sizzle 100. The Northwest Super Late Model Series will take center stage tomorrow night with the Leonard Evans 150. Also racing this weekend, the the Knutson General Contracting Bandoleros, Angel Bail Bonds Legends, and Northwest Focus Midgets. The gates open each night at 4:30 with the racing getting underway at 6. Go to WVSO.com if you'd like your tickets. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great weekend.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great Apple Blossom weekend.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtime.